2035, the year the world broke, Russia, America. Titans fell, consumed by their own fiery hubris. Nuclear firestorms painted the sky with horrors unseen since the dawn of time. From the ashes, a new silence descended, heavy and suffocating. The very air we breathed was poisoned, a toxic shroud covering the planet. Millions perished in the initial blast. More succumbed to radiation sickness, starvation. Civilization as we knew it simply ceased to exist. Hope, however, is a stubborn ember. It flickered in the hearts of survivors. While the West consumed itself, the East watched and waited. The streets of Western cities were filled with unrest, chaos reigning supreme as people rioted and governments struggled to maintain control. China, with its vast population and resources, had weathered the storm. The bustling cities and industrious factories continued to operate, a testament to their resilience. Their cities, though scarred, still stood. The signs of struggle were evident, but the spirit of recovery was stronger. Their industries battered but not broken. Workers toiled tirelessly, ensuring that production never ceased, even in the face of adversity. The dragon had been patient, cunning. Leaders met in strategic discussions, planning their next move with precision. Now, it saw its opportunity. The military paraded with confidence, and maps highlighted their strategic advantages. Exploiting the global power vacuum, China positioned itself as the world's savior. Humanitarian aid was distributed generously, and their presence in international meetings grew stronger. They offered aid, resources, and a semblance of order in the face of chaos. Cargo ships unloaded supplies, and disaster relief efforts were in full swing. Nations, desperate and broken, readily accepted. Leaders shook hands with Chinese officials, and refugees found solace in the aid provided. A devil's bargain in the making. Behind closed doors, tense negotiations took place, deals that would shape the future. The world, once fractured, began to heal under a new singular banner. Diverse groups of people found unity under a common flag. The Red Dragon of China. The flag waved proudly amidst the ruins, symbolizing a new era. China's benevolence, however, came at a steep price. Absolute control over the land and its people. Vast swathes of land, rich in resources, were claimed as payment for their generosity, leaving the local communities with little to nothing. Chinese settlers, hardened and ambitious, flooded into these newly acquired territories, bringing with them a new way of life that overshadowed the local traditions. Mines were dug, forests raised, all in the name of fueling the insatiable dragon that is China's industrial machine. The world became China's farm, its people, the laborers, toiling endlessly to meet the demands of a distant power. Local populations, already decimated by the war, found themselves displaced, marginalized, and struggling to survive in their own homeland. Their pleas for autonomy and justice fell on deaf ears, ignored by those who held the power. Resistance was met with swift, brutal force, quashing any hope of rebellion or change. The once vibrant cultures of the world began to disappear, replaced by a singular, oppressive force that valued profit over people and control over culture. Section 4: Broken Will, Broken Land. Under the iron fist of the new empire, fear became a way of life. Dissent was crushed before it could take root. Surveillance was absolute and inescapable. The very air seemed to hum with suspicion, every neighbor a potential informant. Education was rewritten, history distorted to glorify the new regime. Children were indoctrinated from birth, taught to revere the dragon and despise the past. Culture, art, individuality, all were sacrificed at the altar of conformity. The human spirit, once defiant, began to wither under the weight of oppression. Section 5. A prayer in the darkness. The future, once bright with promise, now stretches before us, bleak and unforgiving. The dreams we once held dear have been replaced by shadows and uncertainty. The air is heavy, not just with radiation, but with the suffocating weight of tyranny. Every breath we take is a reminder of the oppression that looms over us. Hope, that stubborn ember, flickers precariously in the darkness. Can it survive the overwhelming despair that surrounds us? Can it light the way through this endless night? Can we, the remnants of a shattered world, find the strength to resist? Can we rise from the ashes and rebuild what was lost? Our determination is our greatest weapon. The answers remain elusive, lost in the echo of boots and the ever-present gaze of the dragon. The constant surveillance and oppression seek to crush our spirit. But even in the darkest night, a single star can offer guidance. It reminds us that there is still light, still hope, even when all seems lost. A single voice can spark a rebellion. One voice, one person can ignite the flames of change and inspire others to stand up and fight. Perhaps somewhere in this broken world that spark is waiting to ignite. We can only hope. Hope is the fuel that keeps our spirits alive. We must never stop hoping, for as long as we hold on to hope, there is a chance for a brighter future. Together we can overcome the darkness.